I've been left by more women than Carter has liver pills. I have. They just keep walking out of my life. They don't know what they're missing. So, and every time I had a breakup of a relationship, and I've had, many of them. As you know, I've had 6 wives. Maybe you don't know that. Didn't know that? Yeah. See, that's because I don't date. I marry. And it's been delicious. It's been great fun. I've had a terrific adventure, and I regret not a minute of it. I've had a terrific adventure. But every time one of those relationships ended, I would sit there and I'd be lolling around on the floor, rolling on the floor in pain and anguish and anger for minutes. Anyway, an hour or so. But here's what I noticed. Here's what I noticed. The time diminished. The time of my mourning diminished in direct proportion to the increase in the number of times I experienced the incident. You understand what I'm saying? It was a direct. The first time it happens to you, it's like, oh my God. The second time it's like, oh, this isn't so good. The third time it's like, wow, that's the fourth time it's like, what the? Who cares? Let's move on. The first time I lost all my money. The first time I was. So whether you lose a relationship, lose every penny you've got, and I've lost every penny I had. I mean, I've been down to my last nickel. And I mean that literally, not figuratively. Literally. Down to, oh, I see, I've got 5 cents left. And walked the streets, and panhandled. And not for a week or two, as you know if you know my history, but for a year. I spent a year on the street. You want to have some fun sometime? Get on the oldest clothes. Don't wash your hair for about 4 days. Then just hit the sidewalk for about a week. Don't do it for a year. I did it for a year. Do it for a week. Hit the sidewalk for about a week. And then everything after that is nirvana. Everything above that. Nothing ever hits you again like the big goddamn deal you're making it. So every loss I have sustained has been a gain. Every single one. Lovely friends, I mean that without exception. Because God cannot take anything from you, but can only add to you. And what you imagine to be a loss is an addition. It causes you to have an additional awareness of who you are, an additional experience of what is true, an additional understanding of the game of life itself, and an additional ability to move through life from this point forward in a brand new way. And the day will come when you will get on your hands and knees and bless that boss who fired you, bless that person who left you, bless that guy who hit you with the car and broke your neck. Remember that scene from the movie? That actually happened. Actually happened. And you wake up, oh, my head doesn't feel so good. Interesting. Oh. And you have a broken neck. And the day will come when you will call every one of your most disastrous events a blessing. And you will say, thank you, God. Now, if you want a tool that you can use today, I offer you the tool of gratitude. And I wrote here in the book, it's a wonderful statement. I brought some pages from the manuscript down here because I wanted not to miss a few points that I think the book makes exquisitely. And one of the points is about this tool of gratitude. And it says that your life will change the day that you move out of judgment. When you bring an end to judgment, you bring an end to an entire way of living. See, the reason that you're having a hard time with anything in your life at all, your past, your present, or a thought about your future, is because you're judging it. You have made a judgment. Something has occurred. You've lost your job. or, somebody died, or there was an earthquake, or whatever happened, and you have a judgment about it. You've made a judgment about it. And in your judgment, this is not a good thing. And every time you make a judgment, this is not a good thing, God goes, gosh, if you just give me a chance here. Just give me a little time. Judgment of other people is the most poisonous thing of all. We will judge other people and make them wrong. And in that moment, lose our peace. Lose our peace. The way out of judgment is to move into gratitude. This is a formula that has served me mightily the past 10 or 12 years of my life. The way out of judgment is the way into gratitude. To say, even before you experience it, thank you, God, for helping me to understand that this problem is my greatest blessing. And then to say to the people who are the cause of that problem, or who you imagine to be the cause of that problem. See, because the problem with judgment is you think that someone else is doing it to you, rather than that you have created it yourself, because you can't imagine why you would create this for yourself. So it must be somebody over there doing it. And you'll sit there and try to figure out why they're doing it. You'll ask them for weeks, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And they can't even give you an answer. And no matter what, by the way, no matter what answer they give you, it won't matter. Because no answer will satisfy you, because your soul understands that they've got nothing to do with it. But you will beg them to tell you, why are you doing this? I can recall when I was fired, it's exactly what I did when I was fired. I was fired from my first really important job, WYRE Radio, Annapolis, Maryland, and they fired me. Can you imagine? And my boss was my friend. I mean, we had a friendship. So I was going back over to the radio station every day for a week. I don't understand why you're doing this. Why are you doing this? And because I thought, in fact, that he was doing it.